Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, Jay Brew, with special guests, the Hoppy Mommy, Lucky, and Nash.
Hey, we've got the crew back together once again. I think we're all here tonight. I know it's kind of been sporadic, but you've got us all tonight, and we're looking forward to another great episode. Got a great brewery that's on waiting in the green room for us. You probably heard a little bit more conversation than you wanted to. Our pre-episode conversation was definitely what hot mics are made of.
Yeah.
Definitely would, if you were a politician or running for political office, be one of those things you'd have to answer for come Monday morning for sure.
Not in these days.
We've got a great episode lined up for you guys. It's good to be back. Good to have the crew back together. A lot of good stuff going on with Geeks News and Feeling Lucky and everything else that's been going on. Some exciting things, man. It's been good. College football is trying to play, so I'm sure Lucky and I'll get into that conversation when I go check in with him. But it's been good. It's good to see sports back on. Good to be back in front of you guys. Good to be talking about beer again and awesome things that are going on through beer. So speaking of checking in, let's go check in with Mash. Man, that is one cool dude. That is one cool dude.
You look sick.
What up?
Mash.
What up? I'm going to break out the mullet even in a minute. You guys want the mullet mania for this? I owe Hoppy a chug tonight. So I was going to throw on the mullet.
Do it over.
But maybe at the end of the night when I do a little promotion for some upcoming geek stuff, you'll get a little hint of the mullet, my alter ego Hop Hogan. But I missed last week. I was dying. I was sick. I was on my deathbed. But I beat it. I'm stronger than ever. I got a nice little COVID.
Did you have the Rona?
I didn't. No, I thought I did. I was hoping for the end to be near, but it didn't come. And so here I am, still kicking. You're not going to beat me that fast. And yeah, so I'm pumped to be here. And I'm going to chug a beer in a minute since I didn't lose. Had I been on that team, the Celtics would have won, guaranteed. You know, if the coach would have put me in state, we would have won finals. But the Celtics lost to the Heat, and so I lost a little bet to Hoppy Mommy. She just steamrolled Lucky. She steamrolled me, and it was not good for anybody.
It worked out well for me, and you guys made me bet. I was like, I don't want to bet. This isn't a good idea. And you guys were both insistent, and now my Heat are in the finals. Nobody saw that coming.
No, literally nobody. Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it.
Mash, you got your wife out mowing the yard while you're drinking beer?
Oh God, no! To believe it or not, she does like to mow the lawn, but that's my neighbor who. This is the second time he's maybe ever mowed his lawn since I've lived here. So yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. He picked a great time, as you can tell. So I'll just mute my mic, I guess. I'm pulling a lucky tonight. Only my dog's not eating out of a bowl. It's my neighbor mowing the lawn.
Mrs. Mash, if he's making you mow the lawn, please feel free to reach out.
So for anybody that hears some weird noises in the background, we kind of have come down with two things. Speaking of Lucky, let's go check in with Lucky and get his side of the story. So anybody that hears those weird noises in the background, you're like, I have no idea what those noises are. They sound really familiar, but I'm not sure what they are. They're either Lucky's dog eating out of the bowl or Lucky's got a mouse. When he rolls it, it's got the little clicks, and he rolls the shit out of that thing when he's on the episode. So every once in a while, you'll hear that. Lucky, how are things going on up there in Wisconsin?
Things are going great, but I've gotten a lot of complaints because Feeling Lucky is on Apple now. And so with just the sound, you can hear I need to upgrade my laptop. This laptop I've had since I think my freshman year of college, and literally it sounds like you're at an airport when it's on.
Yeah.
It's just the fans and stuff like that. It's terrible. So I apologize to everyone. I don't have the laptop on tonight. I fed my dog before. I made sure he ate. So there shouldn't be any weird sounds coming from my end. But yeah, things are good. Speaking of Rona, shout out producer Beef. He's got the Rona. We are going to be shooting the Rona episode as soon as I get off of this of Feeling Lucky. Yeah, it's just we were talking about gambling earlier too. Jay, if you want to just like really dive into my life, I have lost so much money now that sports are back and I'm gambling on them. College football has absolutely killed me 2 weeks in a row. So don't worry, App State was the only bet that I lost within these past couple of weeks. It's been tough, but we're hanging in there.
Yeah, man, it's been a tough week. App just announced today that they're not playing their game on Wednesday against Louisiana Lafayette, the team that beat Iowa State, that was ranked the first week of the season. So that game has been postponed. From my understanding, there may be one or two coaches on our end that doesn't have the Rona. So they didn't feel that they could go through the game with just two staff members. So it's been a rough one, man. And for anybody that bets on sports, it's not a typical season. So you guys are literally, you're playing with fire, man.
It's coin flips. It's coin flips all around, and I have been the most unlucky coin flipper on the face of the earth. I have lost the majority of them. By the way, what I'm drinking, is this one from you, Jay?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the guy, the Beer Guys, I think is what it's called. 911 or 911 Beer Guys, I think, is on Instagram. They sent them to me, and then I sent them to you guys. That's pretty good beer, man.
It's super good. It's super good. It smells very IPA-like. When I opened it up, it hit me in the face, but it's really good.
Well, weren't they one of our first guests?
Today.
Yeah, Wallen Popak was one of our first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Way back in the day. But yeah, it's very good. That's what I'm sipping on right now.
Nice. Good to see you back. I can't wait to watch your Rona episodes, man. You guys are crushing and Feeling Lucky.
Funny. It's going to be really, really funny.
Yeah, that's good, man. And for everybody out there viewing, if we got any viewers tonight, do we have any viewers tonight? It looks like Matt's watching. Matt, we appreciate you checking in there and appreciate that donation. Hey, Bottle Share's on there. Bottle Share is the donate button of the night, so be sure to help those guys out. The stuff that Christopher is doing is pretty amazing. Doing awesome stuff there. Let's go check in with, last but not least, Hoppy.
Hey.
Down in Orlando. She's clicking through the phone, liking comments. How's it going in Orlando, Hoppy?
It's going good. We're here. We're alive. Everything's open, but not everybody's opening things at the same time. So we're just being Florida. But I'm drinking Idaho beer. So
Hell yeah, brother.
Mash sent me some Loose Screw Beer Company. So
Nice.
I'm drinking one of their porters called Flocked Fokker.
Nice.
So it's nice.
That's the one that they were talking up big time. The delicious one.
Yeah, it's very smooth, and I'm drinking it probably way faster than you should drink a porter.
No,
But
we've
it's
seen
delicious.
you drink a 13%
That's
stout pretty quickly one Sunday morning, so I don't know that
Yeah.
porter is going to hurt. But yeah,
This
porters
one's
are.
only 6 something, so I'm fine.
Yeah, porters
I'm
are.
drinking like 4 of them in that mug.
That's a serious one. It's almost dark beer season for me. I haven't quite
Stout season, baby.
Yeah, I haven't quite tapped into them yet, but probably next episode because it's gonna be down in the 30s tomorrow. So
Jesus Christ.
I might
That's
tap.
terrible.
My favorite kind of weather right there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's
Hell
gonna,
yeah.
It's gonna be chilly.
We got down to like 67 the other day. It was cold.
and you had to turn on the heat.
I literally
I
I
hate
wake up on October 1st
I
just like Jack
literally hate
Skellington.
you.
So Hoppy, do you have
fine.
what is your thermostat set for in the wintertime? Do you guys, is it like if it gets to 63, are you turning on the heat?
Oh God. Well, it's always set to 75 during the day and 73 at night.
Oh.
But if I see
my
a 60, I turn the heater on.
I keep it at 69 or 70.
Nice. I bet you do.
Oh no, it's too cold. But well, I'm sure our guests are from up north, so I'm sure they're like laughing at me. But
They
I'm
are.
looking forward to talking to
Virginia.
them because I didn't realize. I went to their website and I was like, wow, this is some awesome artwork. This must be amazing beer as well. And then Mash mentioned that they do Tavor a lot, and lo and behold, I went on Untapped and I'm like, I had their beer and I rated it very high. So I'm looking forward to talking to them.
I'm looking forward to just chugging this beer so I can drink my good beer.
Whoa!
Don't bet against the
Don't talk
heat.
about that. Don't talk about that. Fuck
All
that.
right, Hoppy, we're glad you could join us tonight. Glad things are going well. Florida's still partying like it's the end of the world. I love that. That is awesome.
Especially since the Heat got in the finals. I mean, pots and pans clanging, going up.
The
down
Lightning
street.
just won the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah.
The Lightning just won. They just like kicked ass. The Tampa Bay
I did
Rays
hear
just
that.
Kicked ass like.
First
2
of
days ago.
all,
Well, that's
Yesterday,
because
no.
so the reason the Florida teams are doing so
The
well
Marlins
is
are doing good too.
yeah, because they just haven't done anything. They haven't had to shut down. They've just been going through life with all of the rest of us like assholes. They've just been living it up, going to practice, doing what they need to do, and they're playing sports. So give it up to them. I'm happy for them. So I've got another dissolver, an open portal coffee pills.
ooh,
Nice.
It's a great one. It's gone though. Let's check in with our.
so you don't have anything.
Let's check in with our caller, Mark. Are you still with us?
I'm here.
Awesome, man.
Hey.
Sorry about holding you up for so long. We've got Mark Osborne, the owner of Adroit Theory Brewing Company. Did I get that right?
It's Adroit.
Adroit Theory Brewing Company. So you gotta. We usually don't have to go this far in the beginning, but you have to tell us about the name. How'd you come across the name, and what's it mean?
Sure. So, adroit is one of those words. It's one of those SAT words where people either know it or they don't. But it means
Never heard of it.
Jeez.
I would have guessed it was
well,
not
it's funny.
smart.
No, it's one of those funny words that people kind of wink at you like, oh yeah, we know. But if you look up the definition of adroit, it means it's basically a craftsman or a tradesperson who's very skilled with their hands. And if you think about making beer, it's a very manual process, and the more clever you are at doing it is going to translate into the final liquid. It also means left in French, and it sounds cool, particularly when paired with the word theory, because up until very recently we didn't focus on making true to style beers. We kind of invented our own beers, or did things that were outside of the mold, things that were more theoretical. So Adroit Theory, it sounded cool. We rolled with it.
Yeah, man, I like it.
I love
That's
it.
a
Yeah.
that's a
That
great
is really
name.
deep. I love that.
Yeah. Much better than some companies that name their breweries after mountain chains or something like that, lakes, whatever it may be. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's a pretty deep take on it. So, Mark, usually where we start out is not the name of the brewery, because most of us, to be honest with you, most of them are pretty generic, and we can kind of figure out from just where they're from what their brewery name is. But where we usually like to go in the beginning is kind of tell your story about your beer journey. What was your first beer that you remember drinking?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I think I went through the same evolutionary process that probably most of us did. You know, when you're in high school and then you go off to college, it wasn't about quality. It was about, what was the best bang for your buck. So you ended up drinking, really inexpensive mass-produced beer. But in the second half of my college career, I did a studies abroad program in England and got exposed to cask beer and other, quote unquote import beers, but that were local there. And I really enjoyed them. And when I got back home, I kind of shifted my thinking about it. And, like everybody, you take little baby steps. You move on to the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And, you're drinking Fat Tire from, New Belgium. And then you start trying more adventurous beers. And I remember my wife and I went on a trip up to Pennsylvania, and we visited Scout's Brewery, which is in Adamstown. And we were sitting at the bar enjoying their beer, and the owner at Scout sat down at the bar stool next to us and proceeded to give us an hour-long lecture about how we should never drink beer that is manufactured more than 25 miles from where you live. And it was funny. We enjoyed his beers, we enjoyed our conversation, but he really got me started thinking about, enjoying craft beer, at a higher level and understanding where it came from and, the nuances of the local scene. And after that meeting, I really kind of went on a craft beer spree, if you will. And we traveled all over the country visiting breweries, going on brewery tours, brewery cruises. If it was brewery related, we were all over it, and we did that for several years. And I saw 40 on the horizon, and I started thinking, I probably should think about doing something, a little bit more exciting than what I was currently doing. So the seed was planted of, maybe I should start a brewery. And at the time, the beer scene in Virginia was very limited, very kind of at its infancy. I think there were about 20 breweries total in the state, and they all basically made the same beer. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity for me to, kind of push the boundaries and push the envelopes and make the types of beers that I was drinking as a craft beer fan, but in a brewery. So, my wife thought it was a great idea. I said, yeah, that's a great idea. So we did it, and that was 2013. We spent 2013 getting ready to open the brewery, and we were off to the races after that.
Nice.
So what's your, so by the sounds of your story, sounds like it might be your second or third career, business, venture. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually never had a real job. I've always owned my own businesses and, did a variety of different things. Nothing as fun as beer, though, I will mention. Being in the beer business is much more exciting. And the worst day in the beer industry, at the end of the day, you sit down and you say, well, why don't we have a beer? Talk about it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was, for me, it was, at the beginning was just a passion project of like, I wanted to make beers that, I wanted to drink, and nobody was doing it in Virginia. So I kind of saw an opportunity. But at this stage, which, we're 6.5 years into it, this is all I'm doing. I've sold all my other businesses, 100% focused on this. My wife owns a distribution company, and so she's in the industry as well. And, we're just 100% jazzed of, building our business up and growing and expanding and, making new, fun, and exciting.
Yeah, man, it sounds like you guys almost had the vertical. Do you have a malt house and a farm and a hop yard or anything?
No, we're in
Next
a
project.
heavy industrial area. There's not a speck of grass anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be frank. I mean, I know a lot of people do that, and here in Virginia, there's a lot of farm breweries where the idea is that they grow what their their raw materials. I'm not that interested in being a farmer. We try to buy the best materials and let other people worry about that. We focus more on the mechanics of executing, on products other people have made.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you there. I'd be the same way. So let's give a shout out to a couple of the people in the chat here real quick. We've got Mash has chimed in with a donation. Mash, we appreciate that for Bottle Share. Bottle Share is in the chat tonight, folks. Bottle Share is in the chat. Maybe if Christopher's still listening, we can have him call in for the last few minutes or something and talk a little bit about Bottle Share again, if we have time. Jeff Langer, man, Jeff, brother, I can't thank you enough. I seen the message that you posted earlier about joining for a beer now that North Carolina is into phase 3 and we can actually belly up to a bar together somewhere. Let's definitely do that. Mama Lucky is in the chat and chiming in with a donation. We definitely appreciate that. And Hoppy's dropping links. This is what Hoppy does well for us with our guest. Hoppy's dropping links. She's got the Instagram for Adroit.
Yes.
Adroit Theory Brewing.
Right.
You can
Eventually.
you can tell I never had to take an SAT. Yeah,
He lives in the mountains in North Carolina. He doesn't even know what that is.
yeah, it's hard for me to even put those 3 letters together. Adroit Theory Brewing. Hoppy's dropping the links to their Instagram in there, and Brad is chiming in with a donation for Bottle Share. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We've got Mark Osborne with Adroit Theory Brewing is joining us on the call. Mark, first thing I noticed about your brewery was it's got a very heavy metal, like, man, we're just going to blow you away as soon as you walk into the brewery with the branding and everything. When you walk into the brewery, does it kind of follow that? Or are you guys like an industrial grunge, or kind of what's the feel outside of the branding?
We actually
well, yes, we are definitely, dark art, metal forward brand, and up until very recently, the tasting room, 100% fits that motif. Very industrial, very grungy. All sorts of death metal and black metal and insert type of metal, blaring at volume 11 the entire time. We did recently upgrade. After 5 years of that, we took over the space next to us. The people finally, we scared them off. So we were able to move in, put in a slightly nicer tasting room. Still very, rudimentary relative, I think, to some, Taj Mahal type tasting rooms. But we now have air conditioning, which was a big plus. And we now have TVs, which,
nice.
Of a nice thing. But we upgraded the sound system, and it's really funny. The people that are into it are into it, and they hang out and they love it. And then people that have no idea walk in the door, and they're like, you can just see the look on their face. They're like completely horrified. And
this brewery speaks to my soul so far. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up on heavy metal with my dad. He was actually in a heavy metal band. So I gotta get there.
You look like you're in a heavy metal
I
band.
know.
Right
I was
now,
just
man.
thinking that from the 80s.
What's up? Had to break out the mullet.
Mash, you're killing it tonight. You got the mood and everything. You're fitting the branding of the brewery we're talking to.
Take the glasses
I'm
off,
loving it.
nerd.
I know I couldn't see. Sorry.
Got Mark Osborne, owner of Adroit Theory Brewing, there in Virginia. Mark, so we've got your vibe, we've got your branding. What is the style of beer that you guys are cranking out? What could we expect? What are you guys known for in the area?
Well, the couple things that we do for the first 3 years of being in business, we refuse to make a beer below 7%. I mean, most of the beers, you know, 9, 10 on up percent, like every beer across the board. Like, we refuse to make something below 7%, and we got known for, you know, making big boozy beers. That's what people always thought about us. But after 3 years, we decided, you know, we really should think about making something that we could actually drink during the day and actually still maybe get something done. So we expanded our portfolio, and we started making some fruited sour style beers. We also really didn't make any IPAs the first 3 or 4 years being in business, and basically, really, it wasn't until about 2017 that we decided, you know, we're going to start making IPAs and make them well. Took a little while, but I think we're firing on all cylinders. But we never got away from, you know, big, you know, over the top, double digit, you know, boozy types of beers, which we still make. They're definitely in our wheelhouse. But the thing is with us is we very rarely make the same beer twice. So it's always constantly changing, constantly new, you know, beers, new names, new iterations, new recipes. So if you come and visit us tomorrow, you know, you'll have, you know, 10 or 15 choices. And if you come back 30 days later, you know, 80% of those beers or more will have gone and been replaced with brand new things. So awesome. It's always about experimentation and new. But, you know, in the 6 years we've been in business, we've made over 900 specific beers. So like we're on Ghost 909, I think, was canned yesterday. Never made it before, and chances are we'll never make it again.
Dang, that I need to actually then take up whenever you guys are on table. Then I need to get on that because I didn't realize it was like an ever rotating stock. That is dope.
Do you have any beers that you brew regularly or maybe seasonally?
The closest would be we have a handful that we've made, you know, maybe on average once per year. I think the most we've ever brewed any specific beer is seven times. So basically once per year. But yeah, the only downside to that is if you find a beer you love,
right. Yeah.
You may never see it again. But the one thing with us, I mean, we make a lot of IPAs, double IPAs, triple IPAs. We make a crap ton of stout, big, you know, double-digit stout, you know, both regular barrel aged and you know, pastry style. We make a lot of fruited sour beers, and then we also make some clean beers. So we started making some pilsners and lagers, and like we have a Kolsch that comes out next week. But, you know, kind of clean 2-style beer is something that, you know, really we didn't make for the first 6 years of being in business. But it's really nice to have a beer you can just crush in the middle of the day if you need to.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely is. We've got Mark Osborne with Adroit Theory Brewing Company, the owner of the brewery, on the phone with us. Like us, share us, subscribe to us, tag your friends. Hoppy Mommy's Mommy is definitely tagging them up in the chat, and we appreciate that. Corey, we see you peeking in there. Thanks for joining us. Mark, so if you're brewing big beers like that, like huge double-digit beers, I would imagine you guys are doing your fair selection of stouts and dark beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm in love.
Matter of fact, the first beer we ever.
I was gonna say that's
first beer we ever made.
Jay's in heaven over there.
I love the barrel-aged stuff. I mean, any barrel-aged stout or porter is almost always delicious. I don't know what it is. It just gets that sweet and that kick to it, and it just is always so smooth. Now, I got to ask, though, you guys have amazing artwork on your labels. Do you have, like, an in-house artist that does all of the artwork?
Thank you. And no, we don't. You know, we freelance for everything. Matter of fact, we have, I think right now, about 11 artists that we work with on a, you know, fairly regular basis. So if you sit and look at, you know, 20 or 30 of our cans, you know, they're done by, you know, 10 plus people. But the trick is making it not look like they're 10 different people, that it looks, you know, individual but cohesive. So we spend a lot of time working on that the aesthetics match, you know, across our brand, but also specific to each beer. But yeah, I mean, my whole philosophy is I want the outside of the package to be as awesome as what's on the inside.
Right.
Because I think sometimes, they're the most awesome beer in the world, and it's this plain Jane vanilla, bottle. It's hard to get excited about it. Like I look at it like, 'cause I grew up in, I was born in the 70s and grew up in the 80s. I remember going to record stores and buying records, and you bought them on what they look like. You know what I mean? And then you got home, you put the records on, and you open it up, and you're reading the liner notes, looking at all the pictures. And, like that was the experience I wanted to go for, and that I was shooting for. Is that like, our stuff looks cool. Hidden messages, Easter eggs, all sorts of things. Like you can even buy some of our beers that are, the label is a panorama, and you have to buy like 3 beers to get it to line up to see the full image, and those types of things.
Sick.
A lot of people aren't doing. And again, also the beer has to be high quality, and you have to like it, but I also want it to be an experience where there's a story that we're telling, visually, that dovetails with the beer that's inside.
Damn. I absolutely love that, because there's a lot of albums, when you go and, like you said, going to get records, a lot of albums, they kind of, through their artwork and through their music, they tell stories. And that's, you're just basically bringing music and stuff to, man.
I know. Now you don't even get to see it anymore. Of course, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, so we had Blockbuster music that we got to go and listen to, and that was like such a big deal. But I used to love even the tape, the cassettes, pulling it out. So that's kind of cool that's part of the reason why your artwork is so amazing.
And Mash is dropping the link. Mash has dropped the link for the website in the chat.
You have to check this website out. The website's wicked cool. There's a lot of good artsy stuff. I love the website.
Mark,
I can't take Mash seriously tonight. I'm trying so hard.
He's kind of fitting in though, man. It's like he coordinated this.
I got my bass. My bass is in the closet. I can bust the bass out even if I needed to.
You look like you're straight out of the 70s or the 80s, and you're a member of some band that I've never heard of. That's exactly what you look like.
Looks like he's a member of a band you don't want to hear of.
I'm going as Bill and Ted. The wife and I are going as Bill and Ted for Halloween this year. Actually, it kind of fits in with the music theme.
I don't even know who that is.
What? You don't know who Bill and Ted is? You're lying. They just came out with a new movie.
All right. After this phone call, we're gonna have a talk.
I'm not. What? What's Bill and Ted?
We're gonna have a talk after this phone call. Jesus.
He also hasn't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I feel like you just kicked my dog, Lucky. So I hope you think about that all night.
Sorry.
So
I will.
We've got Mark Osborne, Adroit Theory Brewing Company, on the phone. Mark, one thing we'd like to ask all of our breweries or brewers or owners, if the 4 of us was to walk in the belly up to the bar right now, what is it that you're pouring us?
Well, yes. This is par for the course. We just canned a beer last week. It's a triple IPA called Now I'm Death.
Sold.
Destroyer of Worlds.
Oh yes, hell yes.
Pretty wicked. It's 10%. Double dry hop. Has Mosaic and Ella and Brew One and a little Nelson, and it pours almost like a milkshake, style IPA. It's very, very opaque, but just bursting out of the glass, with aroma and juicy flavors. But down the hatch, it's 10%, but it's scary drinkable, which is definitely one of our hallmarks. We're very, very good at hiding alcohol.
Yeah.
So we would crack into that. You guys would drink it as if you're drinking an IPA, and you'd start to have that look on your eye after finishing your drink. And then I would insist that we crack into what we just canned yesterday, which is a Russian Imperial Stout called What Evil Lurks.
Ooh.
It's a pretty
sold.
Pretty nice. It's 13. I think 13. It might be 12. I forget. But it's one of those beers we've made 4 or 5 times. It's the perfect balance between, not being too roasty, too charry on one end of the equation, too bitter, and on the flip side, being too sweet or too cloying. Really kind of strikes that middle ground balance where, again, double-digit beer, delicious, but almost sessionable. You know what I mean? Which is what's so scary about it. You're drinking, you're like, Jesus.
Nice.
So, yeah, we would taste that. We'd do both.
Nice.
I got to get my hands on
So I was just going to say,
God.
if anybody's listening in their market, because we can't obviously ask the brewers to do it out of knowing what the rules are. But
stupid laws in America.
yeah, if anybody's in their distribution region, definitely hit us up and we will make it worth your while to ship one of us a package and we'll distribute it amongst us. That is, I have to say, Mark, your description of beers, man, I'm ready to drink whatever the hell you're going to pour.
Jay, you're in North Carolina. Drive up to Virginia tomorrow. What are you doing?
Where is it at in Virginia?
We're in the most northern part of Virginia, up near Maryland. We're north of DC.
Worth it.
Well, I could probably talk my wife into a ride up there because she's always down for stopping around Maryland for the crab shacks.
I would do anything for beer.
Everything you say, Nash, I try not to laugh. Really, everything.
Yeah,
Lucky probably doesn't even know who Meatloaf is.
He's got to. He kind of looks
my
like
mom
him.
used to make as a kid. What are you talking about?
It's what they eat in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, Mark, I will tell you what. Everything that you're putting out is sounding good, man. And I'm going to have to take
amazing.
I'm going to have to definitely figure out how we can get some of that to some of these guys to sample on one of our episodes. So, Mark, are you the heavy metal guy behind the brand? Is that where that vibe came from, or did it come from somebody else?
I mean, I love heavy metal, right? I mean, I didn't purposefully intend on making a heavy metal themed brewery. My intention always is to make art that is interesting and tells a story. But what we were developing was very, very dark, very, occultish. And it dovetailed very well with the heavy metal. So I tended to attract, metalheads to come work for me. And our original batch of customers were definitely, metalheads. And so it kind of cemented our place in that regard. As a result, people in the industry have noticed us. And so we've done a lot of collaborations with bands and, gone and, to metal beer festivals and things like that. So, the more of that we did, the more it just became self-perpetuating to continue in that vein. And we do love it at the end of the day. It's what we play at the tasting room. So not much Barry Manilow.
Yeah, I can imagine. We've got Micah Bowers is in the chat. Sounds like he's in the distribution area of Adroit Theory Brewing. We might have a connection lined up already. Mark, you definitely got us sold.
Regretting writing that.
Yeah, there's not too many.
Guys, I need to. I hear my mom calling me.
I'm on my way to his DMs right now.
I can probably put on one hand the number of breweries just talking to them that I want to drink their beer. And
well, I mean, he just described my two favorite styles of beer, hands down. Super hazy triple IPAs and those imperial stouts, man. Those are
heavy metal. Like, if I could just drink delicious beer and listen to metal music all night, that is like my ideal Friday night.
My question is, does anybody ever leave your brewery at all sober? I mean, do you just have Ubers lined up outside like an airport?
So I will tell you a real story. So, no, I would say no. But before we got air conditioning in our original tasting room, there's no air conditioning, right? And the brewing equipment is literally right next to the bar, and there's no air conditioning. And back a couple of years ago in July, it was the hottest day of the year. And inside the brewery, it was, I think, 98 degrees in the tasting room. And the bar was packed. And there are these people sitting at the bar just drinking, these 10, 12, 14% stouts. Oh, by the way, we don't serve any food. We have no food. And I was just sitting there looking at them, thinking to myself, this is terrible. Like, this is not going to end well. I mean, they're profusely sweating, drinking these huge beers, no food. but the biggest smile on their face. So, what are you going to do?
Well, they're
What are
just
you gonna
sweating
do,
out
man?
the alcohol. That's like when
They're
we drink
sweating out
at,
the alcohol.
That's why
to
they're
drink
drinking
more.
so much.
right.
It's
Well,
just sweating out.
we do drinking around the world here in Orlando at Epcot, and like you, it's almost harder to get drunk when it's really hot because you're literally just sweating the beer out. So maybe that's what was going for them. I don't know.
So it's funny, if you're in Orlando, we actually we contract brew at numerous locations in addition to our own brewery, but one of them is actually in Orlando.
What?
So we have
a connection.
We have a hookup other than Micah.
Is it I can't think of the name, but I'm wearing a shirt for a brewery that was talking about doing contract brewing at a specific place. What am I wearing? Black Cauldron.
Who is that?
Where do you guys brew it? I'm sorry, I can't even speak now because I'm just trying to get your beer.
Yeah. So this is the smallest
Hoppy
of where we
sweating.
contract brew, but it's a place called Brew Theory.
Brew Theory,
it's
that's
right-
what I was going to say, yes.
Oh, well, there you go. They
So yes,
they have
Black
a nice
Cauldron,
little
I
setup
think,
down
is
there.
going to be brewing at Brew Theory. Oh, so I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah.
We got
So
connections.
we flew down there in May, and we brewed like 4 or 5 beers down there over a couple-week period, and then flew back, and now we've got them on a brewing rotation. They just literally yesterday shipped a barley wine out of that location back to Virginia for us.
That
Nice.
sounds awesome.
Very cool, yeah.
Micah's in my DMs, so I just have to say that. real
Damn
quick.
it! Hey, Micah, are you in my DMs? I haven't gotten a notification.
You guys are,
Yes.
I've never,
Hey.
honestly, I mean, we've always been like, yeah, we need to get that beer, but never with this kind of,
yeah.
No, like
Hey, what you're seeing is
Straight up,
two guys on the other
you have
side of Tinder
spoken
that
to
don't
our
even know
souls.
each other. This is like Tinder in real life.
this is like the misconnections, except for we got connected.
This is like Tinder Live. This should be called Tinder Live. Which one is he going to commit to sending it to
We're
first?
Tinder for beer drinkers.
Yeah, for
called
sure.
Untapped.
Clearly, Mash looks a lot better than I do because I don't think I've gotten the DM from Micah yet.
Have you seen his
Very
hair? I mean, come on.
Whoa!
I know that
Hey,
Yeah.
my hair is long. My hair is real.
And
But it's not a mullet. My hair is real.
Listen, when you look as good as Hop Hogan looks, all right, brother.
God.
Hey, Mark, we definitely have worn out our welcome of you. I think you asked in the beginning how
Yes.
long. I said about 30 minutes. So definitely have worn out our welcome. But I will tell you, we are going to try to get some of your product. If we get some of your product, and if we get enough for all of us to sample some of the same brands, I'd like to have you back on to talk about those brands if possible, because you do a great job of describing who you are, what you're doing, and your brands of beer. And there's not too many breweries or brewery owners that do that good of a job. So we'd definitely like to talk to you and experience, a tasting with you telling us what we're experiencing, if you're down for that. Because I think we've got some beer that we can get lined up for us.
Oh, it'd actually be pretty easy. We actually just literally last week started distributing in Florida. So, that would be the easiest. But even though we're, relatively small, we ship with Tavor. There's certain states we distribute to. So I'm sure we could put a little package together. We're very familiar with shipping. We've been shipping beer direct to consumers since the day we started. So we're pretty familiar with how to get it around.
Awesome.
I'm in the third world nation of Idaho, so that would be amazing.
We've been getting everything down here.
Third
Like, we
world
get
nation.
Lone Pine now. We've been getting all sorts
I
of
get Lone
amazing
Pine,
breweries
actually,
since
too.
COVID started. Yes, you do. Look at that.
We'll definitely take you up on that, Mark. Like I said, I don't want to keep you much past what we've already kept you for this evening, but I think we can get a package lined up for us, and we'd definitely love to have you back and talk us through a tasting, because I think experiencing the beer with you, describing it, would be pretty cool.
Awesome.
Some metal music go at the same time.
Yeah, we hear something going on. All right, Mark. Well, we definitely appreciate your time this evening, and thank you for joining us. We look forward to a tasting episode with you soon.
Yes. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
you
thank
paint
you,
a
Mark.
beautiful
That was
picture of a
awesome.
beer.
Yeah, you sure do. Cheers. Have a good night.
All right.
Cheers.
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 Thanks. Bye.
Now, Lucky, don't think we forgot about you, fat. You haven't seen Bill and Ted? What the? All right, time out. You haven't seen Bill and Ted. Think of the most ultimate.
Is it? Hold on. Is it a show?
It's with Keanu Reeves.
It's a movie.
And Alex Winters.
It's
It's
a
a movie.
movie.
There's 3 of them. Think of the most ultimate bromance you can think of, and then dial that up to like.
So
30,
Mash, Lucky, and I would definitely appreciate this beer this time of year. Spreadsheets and deadlines.
Today was the end of year closeout at work, so as you can see, it's caused me to grow a mullet and throw on the specs.
I tell you what, Dissolver's doing some good stuff, guys. I'm gonna have to get you some more of their
They're
beer.
awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta get you
when
some
they-
more of
The
their beer.
Black is Beautiful beer from them. I haven't drank it yet.
When they came
Yep.
down here in January and left some beer, it was, everything they left was amazing. I actually think I sent one of you, it might have been Mash, a collab between Dissolver and Sideward Brewing.
Yeah, you
It
did.
was
I do
very
remember. That's one of the first-
sweet.
Yes, I drank that on the international we had with Brew Witch. That was one of the first ones I actually drank. That was like our first little foray into the Florida beers. Yes,
I got
remember
another
this.
one of their beers that I'll probably have in the after hours.
They have the
Coconut
coolest
milkshake.
That's a cool-
cans that I've ever seen in my life. Every single one that you pull out is awesome.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
a great job.
I'm a sucker for can art too.
Hey, this is an Asheville brewery. Maybe we could line them up for our first Hops News. Maybe our second, depending on the timing. Hops News
Live.
live
On
episode.
station.
All 4 of us in the
that'd be
same
sick.
room.
That'd be fun.
An Asheville weekend is needed.
No, I will be there for sure.
I've been to the zoo out in Nashville. That's about it.
I've only
But,
been to Wicked Weed when we went because we had all the kids with us, so I only got to pick one brewery, but it was amazing.
Damn.
Yeah, Wicked Weed's a pretty cool time.
Asheville's a good time. We're trying to possibly come. We were anyways trying to come to North Carolina, Raleigh for Thanksgiving. I don't know how that's coming, but if we do somehow end up out there, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, let me know if you come out. We'll get together somewhere, especially if it's on a Thursday when we're doing an episode. We can at least get the 2 of us in the same room and join Hoppy and Lucky.
Yes.
Somewhere, man. I mean, if you can't make it all the way out this way, we can meet halfway or something.
At the end of October, so Hoppy and I might have to be able to do a little episode
There you
together,
go.
at least for the geeks.
There you go. That'd be good. Yeah, for sure. Lucky, are you drinking anything different over there? You haven't checked in.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I didn't see where this one's from.
The Devil's Backbone.
Devil's
Virginia.
Backbone.
Chowder Head.
Yeah, Gold Leaf. Devil's Backbone.
Chowder Head.
There,
Yeah, Chowder Head.
Jesus Christ, Mash.
Oh
Everything
yes,
you
you just
said,
said.
I feel
Micah just
bad
said
because I
burial. Burial is amazing.
Ooh, yeah,
Sorry.
Burial.
No, I was just saying everything that Mash said during that, and still, I like try not to laugh because you just look so ridiculous in a good way, but like it's really funny.
Listen, it's
meant awesome.
it's October,
Yeah, not
so
ridiculous,
pretty
it's
much, I'm fully alive. I woke up this morning, I was like, it's October. This is my time of year.
It's
That's so
time.
funny.
And not to, yeah, I literally woke up just like Jack Skellington. I was like, October's here. It's Halloween. I'm gonna engorge on pumpkin beers. I'm gonna engorge on pumpkin Reese's cups. I'm gonna engorge on it all.
I did blast This Is Halloween and threw new Halloween jammies at all the kids. So they all have new Jack Skellington pajamas.
This is
I don't know what Jack
Halloween.
Skellington is either.
Are you
I
kidding
don't
me
know.
right now?
I don't.
Lucky, I'm
know,
literally
like,
gonna
most
fight
of
you.
guys-
I'm
All
literally
right,
throwing hands.
my mom middle
references?
named me in the comments for being mean to you, but come on, Jack Skellington.
I literally
Never
feel
heard of
so attacked right now with the fact that you don't know Jack Skellington or Bill and Ted. This
On
is
my
this is
beer glass.
Never heard of him. Yeah,
This
I
is
saw
Halloween.
Lauren
This
Michelle.
is
That's what I'm gonna
Halloween.
do when I get mad at you, Hoppy. I'm just gonna say Lauren Michelle.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know what decade I was named or born in, you just Lauren Michelle.
Is that supposed to? Oh, that.
Anybody
that
with
tells you.
middle name Michelle is from the 80s. But
think
I
it
actually
was-
just opened a Crowler from New Smyrna Beach Brewing. It's really good. It's a hazy IPA, very delicious. They're the ones that I mentioned in my
That's
Shark
good.
Bite one.
Good.
'Cause they're
Yeah,
just-
I was gonna say I recognize that can.
I know. I need to start leaving a growler in the car when or bring a growler with me
Uh-oh.
Oh, Hoppy,
Speech.
her internet was even triggered from the fact that you've never seen any movie ever made.
Whoa. Anything? Are those like super old movies? Those are probably like out.
First of
before I was
all,
born,
actually,
right?
to be fair, yes. Nightmare Before Christmas came out when you were probably born.
Yeah.
It came out in '93, but
I was
Okay, so
born in
Lucky wasn't
95. What are you talking about?
okay, but it's become
Oh.
a cult. Okay, I've seen Star Wars and it came out before I was born.
Yeah.
But
Star Wars is
it's become
different.
like a cult classic. I mean, they even at Disney World they do meet and greets with Jack, and he's part of the parade, and they redo the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland of all Nightmare.
Literally,
My
have you
kids
gone
know
to
what it
Spirit
is.
Halloween? Because it's all over Spirit Halloween. It's all over Target. It's all over Walmart.
You
Never
probably
heard of it.
have seen it, you just don't know what it is. It's a
What's the
skeleton with a
name?
nice
Jack what?
pinstripe.
Jack Skellington.
It's
Okay.
Tim Burton.
It's like the
I don't
most
know who that
famous
is either.
Halloween/Christmas movie ever. Do you
Max
know
and I
Tim
are
Burton?
doing a whole Geeks episode about it.
Listen,
Well, do
listen.
not have me on for that one because I will be useless.
Well, now we have to redo our whole plan.
Shucks, spoil again.
So Micah's just right. So I was close to there because Micah said Devil's Backbone is in his backyard. So we were close just a few, I guess, months ago when we were up there and got you guys the Devil's Backbone stuff. So yeah, it's not too far. 5 hours, I think, is where Devil's Backbone is from here. And he also said he loves. Micah said love burial beer out of Asheville. Yeah, that's another one we'd have to visit too.
Yeah, that would be my first one next time I go back. But we picked Wicked Weed because it also had a nice area outside. And, like, I hate bringing the kids into breweries, so we were able to sit outside, and they had a full restaurant and everything.
Yeah.
But it was nice. 2 of the kids were asleep, so that's always nice.
Yeah. What's the word with Common Law Brewery? Is Brad in the chat? Do we have an update? When can we plan a grand opening at Common Law Brewing?
Gotta start booking flights, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get some word on Common Law Brewing. If Brad
What's the word? Our website should be done soon too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Big things happening.
Yes, sir.
Website's coming along. Only 30 minutes from me, Devil's Backbone. Yeah, I was... So, Micah,
April-ish.
that's
Brad
why
says April-ish.
Lucky has Devil's Backbone tonight. I was there in Virginia. I think it was the end of July for a horse show. Stopped in there, had some great food, took a 12-pack, a sampler 12-pack back, and sent it to these guys. Good beer. Obviously, as I'm sure you guys know, the local guys, much better before they were purchased. They were kind of craft brewing when craft brewing was big or started. So definitely a great brewery. Great food, though, man. They had some pretty good eats there.
Brad texted me. He's been watching on YouTube. April-ish is our timeline for Common Law opening.
Awesome. That's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to that in Tennessee. So we got to start putting a plan together, guys, because April's going to be here before we know it, to be honest with you.
God, you're not kidding.
I mean, it
man.
is
That's 6
already
months from
October.
now? Yeah, it's going to be here before we
try
know
to
it.
open on my birthday. My birthday's in April. That'd be sick.
Oh, my anniversary's in April, so if you keep it in the beginning of the month, we're Gucci.
Gross.
It's going to be a
Watch them be
party.
the same day. When's your anniversary? When's your birthday?
24th of April.
14th.
Close enough.
Okay, we got a 10-day difference.
We can put it in the middle and have a damn
If I
bash.
can find someone to watch the kids, then we can spend the anniversary in Nashville.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and we had Brad on our last Geek episode. We actually talked pumpkin beer. So if
The
anybody
science
wants to
of
know,
pumpkin.
yes. So yeah, he's so knowledgeable. So it's so nice.
Love
I mean,
Brad.
I had to stop asking him questions because we were running out of time. So, but I could have kept asking questions. So yeah, he really, really knows his stuff. So if anybody's interested in beer in general or pumpkin beer, check out Hops Geek News. Is that a shameless plug, or is it not shameless because we're on
You
Hops
can check
News?
it out on Apple. You can check it on Amazon. You can tell Alexa,
We're on
hey,
Hops
play
News
that.
currently.
Literally
So it's not
there's
shameless.
anything
It's just a
anywhere
plug.
that you can get your podcasts. Feeling Lucky's there, and Hops Geek News is there.
You heard it from Hop Hogan.
You heard it first, brothers, from Hop Hogan. We're everywhere.
If feel like you need a folding chair when you do these.
Yeah.
So you can just.
Oh my
I need a belt.
God.
I was looking at buying like the fake wrestling belts.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to get a belt to like the winner of me and Jordan from Hop Heroes were actually talking about getting a belt for whoever wins the trivia challenge. I think that'd be dope. If we can all just like get a belt and then
Make it
like
like a
Have
yearly
hops
thing?
engraved on it.
yeah.
When is
and
that
then,
again? You should plug that.
next Friday night.
October 9th.
So let's,
October
hey, while we're
9th.
doing it, let's go plugging. Lucky,
All
parting
right.
shots, where can people find you? And let's get your plugs in.
Oh, party shots. Mash looks awesome. I was gonna say ridiculous again, but I stopped myself. Mash looks awesome. Hop Hogan. My parting shots. Mark was awesome. I really want to go to Virginia now. I don't know, man. It was a fun night. I miss you guys. I feel like I don't see you guys enough or talk to you guys enough anymore. So I'm glad that we got to do tonight and we were all here. Feeling Lucky Pod, that is my Milwaukee podcast, me, JJ, and Producer Beef. Hopefully Producer Beef isn't dead because we got to shoot our episode right when I get off of this, but he's got COVID.
Hey, just
so
real
we
quick,
do
let me
both.
interrupt you just real quick, Lucky. Christopher from Bottle Share, if you're still listening, call me. You should have my number. If not, hit us up in the chat. I'll get you the number. Call us in and give us an update about Bottle Share, because you are our nonprofit for the evening and would definitely like to get your word out there. So let us know. If not, we'll catch you next time. Sorry about that, Lucky. I wanted to give him that opportunity because I know he said we would. So
No problem.
Feeling lucky.
I love Chris. Miss Chris. I haven't talked to him in a while. I totally forgot where I was at. Feeling Lucky Pod. Follow at Feeling Lucky Pod on Instagram and Twitter. It's Feeling without the G, Lucky Pod. Episodes drop every Tuesday all over Hops News. Yeah, this one's going to be fun. After this episode, we are booked for a long time. We have
Nice.
tons and tons and tons of guests coming on. JJ has been putting in work. I think he's got his girlfriend working as a secretary for Feeling Lucky, so she's been reaching out to everybody. We've got podcasts, we have Instagram people, everything's going to be kind of Wisconsin based except for maybe a couple of the podcasts. Lots of breweries. I think the first one that we're doing, I want to say is Lakefront, which is huge. It is a huge brewery in Wisconsin. They have won the best brewery tour, best cheese curds, best everything. They have some really good beer. They're going to be the first one that we're doing, I think, in person. Mobcraft is going to be back on. Mobcraft is doing a Black is Beautiful collab. They'll be back on Feeling Lucky and hopefully on Hoppy Hour. But yeah, we have tons of stuff coming up. So this episode, I know next week we're doing an interview somewhere. Can't think of where it is now. But yeah, lots of fun. Cheers. Love you guys. I won't be on the after hours because we got to shoot as soon as I get off. So
good to have
For
you on.
Mobcraft, did they decide on their style for their Black is Beautiful? Do you know?
not that I know of. They might be announcing it on Feeling Lucky. So we'll see. It's still a ways out before they start brewing, but I'm super excited for it.
Nice.
We'll have Milwaukee, or we'll have Mobcraft and someone from MKE Black, I believe is the name, or Black MKE. I can't remember which way it goes, but they're a big website that does a lot for the African American community in Milwaukee. They'll both be on talking about what they're doing with that.
Oh,
So
that's
sorry.
awesome.
Yeah,
no,
it'll
you're
be a
good.
lot of
That's
fun.
awesome. Yeah, and Lakefront, they've even come up in some beer books that I've read. Like, so they've been used as like an example of an amazing brewery. So that's really cool as well.
Yep, I'm super excited. We're having the founder of Lakefront on, or the president,
Wow.
or something like that. It's awesome. I'm so excited for them. It'll be a lot of fun. I've grown up with Lakefront, so I mean, grown up in my drinking age, I guess.
Like 4 years ago.
Whatever, dude. Growing up.
Lucky. Why is everybody picking on Lucky tonight? Lucky's my rock, man. That's the guy that's always there. And you guys are picking on him like a kid brother. Lucky's on every episode. Hoppy, we're down there with you in Florida. What's your parting shots, your promotions for Hops Geeks, and where can people find you?
I mean, I got to push. Yeah, the Super Hop Smackdown is going to be next Friday at 9, October 9th at 9 Eastern Time. I still think we're going to get our asses kicked, but it's going to be fun, and we're going to be raising money for some of the people who have been affected by the wildfires over in California. So it's for a good cause to come watch us get our asses kicked, and we're going to be in costume. So all of us will be in costume, and we'll be drinking different Oktoberfest beers, so it'll be a good time. And then we'll put it out on our podcast as well as Hop Heroes Pod. We just dropped a new episode last night, so you can find our newest episode on all of the fun podcast places and YouTube. Every episode we talk what we're drinking, we talk what we've read or watched this week, and then we do a bit of breaking news, like what's new in the Marvel, industry, what's new in DC, what's new in, Walking Dead, anything that falls under the geek realm. And then yesterday our main topic was Brad and pumpkin beer. So very educational, a lot of fun. We drank some pumpkin beer. We drank some regular beer. We had a good time. And so it's Hops Geek News on Instagram, or if you want to just follow me, it's The Hoppy Mommy, no spaces. And that's my parting shots. Cheers.
And that's The Hoppy Mommy. Thank you, Hoppy.
Anytime.
Mash, you got any last words there in Mountain Home?
I think he's got a chug.
I already did. While we went to the 4, I chugged. I sat there and chugged.
Didn't see it. Gotta see it. You gotta do it.
What?
Didn't see it.
I don't have any beer on me. I chugged because I was sitting there waiting to chug. So I guess I'll do another one. I don't care. Go back to the beginning of this video. You see me chug. Anyways, I'll chug another beer. I don't care. Hop Hogan ain't no punk, first of all. Second of all, Hops Geek News, like Hoppy said, we're doing big things, the biggest of things. And me and my mullet are going to go ahead, and Hoppy may think we're going to get our asses kicked, but it's not the case. I feel confident. Maybe if my partner put in a little effort and study time, we'll be okay.
I'm going to study this week, I promise.
How do you study comic books in general?
Right.
There's
I do have a Marvel encyclopedia, and I have been doing random Marvel quizzes online, so I have been studying.
That's amazing. That's amazing. There's like how many decades of comic book history?
Like 90.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We got this. I'm not afraid.
Is it like narrowed down like Marvel Universe X?
Movies. It could be anything. So it's pretty much anything
even
across
be independent comics,
pop
like
culture.
The Boys, Walking Dead.
It's going to be movies, TV, anything.
I think didn't JR say that they were going to do multiple choice though? So I feel like that's beneficial.
Yes, potentially. I don't know. We will see.
I can't wait for it. You guys got to represent Hops News well.
Yeah, especially if we're producing it and streaming it. If you guys get your asses kicked, we might have to have some consequences. We can't stream something. Hoppy's chugging beers.
The loser has to chug beer.
On Sunday mornings.
Loser has to chug a beer, promote the other podcast, and donate to a charity of their choice. Of the winner's choice.
Damn.
But also, real quick plug, next week we have Ivanhoe Brewing from Florida. Yes! Shout out. We have a Florida brewery. I can't wait to pop open the Tupac Supporter.
And what? Should have their beer by then.
The week after that.
What?
The week after that, October 15th. We do, yes. I got my box. Week after that, shout out to me. It's my 30th birthday. We have Western Collective on. And the week after that, we have an Iowa brewery on, actually, the Iowa Project. I had some beer from them. Wicked, wicked good. And the final week of October, we have Crystal Coast Brewing, which is a North Carolina special. And that's our next month of October there. And then I'm starting to book in November. And hopefully I can get some good Christmas themed guys coming on for December. So quick plug for what we have coming on the next upcoming Thursdays. Be there or be square, nerds.
I don't.
God.
That's it. See you
And,
next week.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
Cut the stream. That's it.
That's it. We're done. Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you guys.
Peace out. Girl Scouts. Hops News After Hours begins right now.
Boom.
I can smell it when Hop Hogan is cooking.
Can you smell what Mash is cooking?
If you can't, you might have the Rona.
I was
You
going
might
to
have
say,
some
producer
Rona, baby.
beef lost smell 2 days ago.
Yep.
Very funny.
Are you doing are you recording in person?
No.
Okay,
We're
just
doing it on Skype, but he's
First of all,
got a test or something tomorrow, so we got to do it now because everybody.